Hopefully you can hear me. Spent a lot of time procrastinating, choosing camera, music setup, comms, microphone, and yeah, hopefully I've got it right. But yeah. So, first video, well, I don't know. The whole subject, I guess, is why it's taken me to the ripe old age of 40 to get my motorbike license, which has, yeah, definitely taken a bit of time and thought. The one thing I realised I'm not going to be great at when it comes to motovlogging is the thinking and riding part together without waffling. So, yeah, you're going to have to bear with me on that. Hopefully you can hear me. Visor is open. It's quite blustery. And we're heading out of Dundee. Yeah. So anyway, the age of 42, I decided to get my bike license. So in August last year, it's now July 2024, and in August last year I did my CBT. So as you'll know, CBT is a one-day compulsory basic training course, and yeah, I did that, not over one day, because unfortunately the person I was doing it with, they were deemed not comfortable enough to get out on the roads, which meant that I had to come back, I think 2 weeks later. I think I was on holiday for a week, 2 weeks later, and do the second half of my CBT, which wasn't great, but they do call it out in the beginning. So I did that with Scott Riders here in Dundee, and can highly recommend the team at Scott Riders. Very good. I think honestly, if I could do it all over again, I would try and do a more condensed version. I did my CBT in August and tried to get it all done as quickly as possible, as was safely possible, and yeah, I mean, I think my overall thoughts afterwards were that, you know, I know a YouTuber that I've been following for a while since I had a BMW M135 was Joe Achilles. For anyone that doesn't follow Joe's channel, go and have a look. Some great car content as well as biking. And yeah, Joe did a, I think admittedly sponsored by BMW, week-long course to get him from having never ridden a bike, a motorbike anyway, to having passed his Mod 1 and Mod 2, I think it was, I believe. So yeah, he did that in a week, or it was pretty much a condensed course. And I, as I said, CBT in August, then theory test. So on to my theory test again, which, having been driving for 20 odd years, to have to go and sit your theory test again is a bit of a nerve-wracker. And then on to Mod 1, which is obviously you're sort of mostly in a compound, and then on to your Mod 2, which at the grand old age of 40 means you can ride any bike you like. Plenty of videos out there about what the steps are, etc. But yeah, your Mod 2 effectively is out on the road with an examiner, and I'm oddly enough just about to go and do the course, or the route that I did on my Mod 2, with the examiner following behind me, not on a bike, because his bike was being serviced. He following me in a Ford Transit van that they'd hired for him. So yeah, that was interesting to say the least. But yeah, came back, test centre, and got a pass, which, to be honest, I wasn't expecting. We'd done a lot of training on the Mod 1, so I felt reasonably comfortable to go for that. And yeah, came to Mod 2 thinking about that and booking it, more importantly, because there was some time between booking and actually being able to sit the Mod 2. And the Mod 2 I ended up doing end of November, so last week in November. Was wet and cold, but yeah, managed to pass somehow. To be honest, I wasn't 100% comfortable. Hadn't done a lot of training out on the road, so that was sort of worrying me a little. But yeah, the excitement of having passed, spent that weekend looking for bikes, and Monday morning phoned a dealership down in Norfolk, so about as far away from me as possible in Scotland. And yeah, the bike was paid for on Monday at 2 p.m. after quite a lot of questions, and then picked up that evening at 5 p.m. and arrived at my doorstep in Fife at 7:45 the next morning. So some exceptional service, but I think a lot of that was just luck that the bike courier was on his way up to Scotland from Norfolk anyway, so was keen to make a few extra pounds. God, this is bringing back memories, riding this route. So yeah, I made a few extra pounds and had my bike with me, delivered, and I sort of stood there and looked at it and thought, wow, she's beautiful. You can probably maybe tell from the video what I ended up going for. It's a Triumph Tiger 800, and yeah, maybe an odd first bike choice, but definitely one I'm very happy with. I think it's not crazy, but good bike. Getting it because I wanted to get away for the weekends, pack the bags, and yeah, gonna explore a bit more of Scotland. Also have a trip booked for sort of 2-3 weeks time to head to Ireland. So I'm going to do southwest of Ireland and explore some of the roads there. And then the North Coast 500 in September with a couple of friends. So looking forward to that. Unfortunately, we're stuck behind the tractor here. Anyway, so yes, why my bike license at 42? I guess when I was 30, just got married and was quite keen. One of my friends had got his bike test. I've always been into cars. I've had 3 Lotus Elises. Started off Civic Type R when I was given my first company car allowance. And yeah, I think it worked out probably between the age of 17 I got my first Peugeot 205, and then I've had 28 cars since then. It's not bad going. And is this tractor going to let me past or not? Clearly not. Which is nice of him. Could have pulled in there. So yeah, many cars, always loved cars, and then yeah, came home with my CBT study book, and my wife at the time said to me, no way, just you go and get that Lotus Elise you're wanting to get, to which, you know, I couldn't really argue with that, to be honest. I was like, yeah, I will go and do exactly that. So that sort of put the kibosh, I guess, on doing my bike license. And then, I don't know, I was thinking about life goals, hitting 40. You know, I'm sure most will say midlife crisis, perhaps. But yeah, I guess, you know, I've got a dog now and a sensible car in the form of an X5, and yeah, I was sort of, I guess, missing that sort of need for speed, if you like, and thought maybe now's the time. So yeah, started inquiring about CBT and everything else. God, tractors everywhere. Started inquiring about my CBT, and just Scott Riders made it very easy, made the process very easy. So yeah, cracked on. So yeah, passed my test. Bike was delivered from Norfolk, and that week I started planning out my first trip, and ended up heading up to Aberdeen and seeing my youngest brother, his father-in-law, who's big into his bikes, and we headed up there. But what should have been a fairly simple ride I turned into a much longer ride. Now bear in mind, this was the week after I passed my Mod 2, so it was first week in December last year, which was very cold, very icy, and yeah, it was stupidity really on my part. I headed up over the ski slopes via Glenshee, and then realised that actually, yeah, it was quite cold. It was 0 degrees. There was ice on the road from the runoff from the fields. And actually, when you get to Glenshee, you still got another 65 plus miles to get into Aberdeen. So a lot further than expected. Plus, it was winter, so yeah, forgot that it gets dark at about 4 o'clock. So I only arrived there at 10 to 2. Managed a quick bacon roll and a coffee, quick chat, and then yeah, Dave said to me, I think you better be thinking about heading down the road, to which I did. And yeah, heading down the road, got dark very quickly, so it was a good hour riding down the road in the cold and the dark, which I'd never ridden in either. So got home, put the bike away, gave it a wash the next day, and that was the bike till probably February this year. I have to say I was itching to get it out of the garage. So yeah, not a great first ride, bit of a stretch for somebody who was brand new. Got out in February and March quite a bit with a friend who I realised also had his bike licence, and yeah, still obviously new rider, so still quite cautious. The roads are damp, it's still cold, tiptoeing into bends at 40 miles an hour, holding up cars, yeah, praying for the end call. Okay, sorry about that. I somehow managed to dial someone, I've no idea. As you'll see, my phone is not on my quad lock in front of me. Faffage time this morning meant I forgot to put my quad lock case on, and I was all ready to go and looked down and thought, oh yeah, I'm not doing that just now. So my phone is in my pocket. I have no idea who I just dialed there. Hopefully we are still recording, which we are. So yeah, as I said, there will be lots of rambling in this video. I will try and keep to the point. But yeah, so out and about in February, March, April, did some decent runs. And yeah, I think the main game changer for me, I have now done 2 advanced riding courses. One, the ERS with Scott Riders, so that's the enhanced rider scheme. And then the second was a course with the police. And that was done through Police Scotland, out with some advanced riders for a whole day. Hottest day we've had in Scotland, which was great. And yeah, that really taught me a lot about positioning, and yeah, a lot of the stuff you don't really get taught to do to get past your Mod 2, or certainly, you know, I felt that wasn't really touched on. My instructor might argue otherwise, but yeah, road positioning. And you know, please, you're watching this video, if you're watching this video and you think, has he learned anything? I know, I guess that's the beauty of motovlogging when you're talking and trying to think at the same time, neither I'm very good at. And remember where you should be on the road, remember speed limits, all the basics really. So yeah, but I think those 2 sort of advanced courses I did really helped. Certainly really helped my confidence. I guess one of the questions I was asked was, why didn't you just get a 125 and practice on that? I really didn't fancy getting a 125 and having that for ages, and then having to shift it on when I got my full license. So, you know, I thought I'd rather just get my full license, buy a decent bike, and not have to worry about selling and then buying. And so that's what I did with the Tiger 800 XCX. Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, that was that. And what were the other things I was going to touch on? So advanced riding courses, I guess equipment as well. I've spent a lot of time looking at boots. So I got some nice boots for Christmas, and I got an Alpine Stars textile sort of jacket and trousers, which I wore quite a bit. So I've now got a pair of riding jeans. Yeah, and then the sort of unnecessary expensive stuff, I guess, comes in the form of cameras, microphones, comm systems. Yeah, so I think the first thing I realised was when I was out riding with a friend, it was just 2 of us, that it would be quite good to have a comms kit, because we were quite often just passing stuff or, you know, pointing at stuff, and you got to remember at the end of that, or when you pull over for lunch or your next stop, all the stuff you were pointing at, to say, oh, by the way, did you see that, did you see this? And so I bought a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, and yeah, game changer for sort of riding with friends. I've just realised I've absolutely no idea where I'm going. And this is me on my lunch hour. So I think we might have to turn around on this road and just head back. Oh, this is what happens when you just at 11 o'clock decide you're going to go out, film a video, go for a ride. I'm in Meagles, I'm in Perthshire now. I think we might just turn back here. Meagle Country House, very nice. So yeah, lots of equipment. The Cardo Packtalk Edge, game changer, love it. I've done quite a few group rides, and yeah, just having that comms is great. Alex, my friend, also then bought the same unit, and my friend Ed has also bought the same unit because we're all doing the North Coast 500 together. And yeah, then I don't know why decide to motovlog. You know, I've always been into photography for a long time, so I guess capturing rides good fun, and then you know, yeah, I don't know, I've never really been into YouTube, but as soon as I started looking at my bike license and everything else, wanting to do research and find out what the latest bikes were and sort of get people's opinions, YouTube seemed the sensible option. And then I started watching all these motovloggers. Sam Vincent was one of my first, and Sam's helped me out with a couple of questions with regards to his vlogging setup, microphones. I guess that's the real question for me is, and I want to do a video on sort of kit later and setup, just like a million other people, and sort of explain why I'm going down the route I'm going. A, because it's easy, and hopefully the quality is good, and yeah, really just get out there and get some practice in and get the settings sorted, so I know what works well, and there's not a lot of faff time involved when it comes to setting it all up. Whereas at the moment, I did a ride into work today. I did a very quick half-an-hour test on Sunday before the Grand Prix, and yeah, that's all I've been able to do so far. I was actually waiting. I had the camera for quite a while. I've had the DJI mic quite a while, and I realised I had no way of attaching the camera to my helmet. So I ordered through Chin Mounts, one of their chin mounts. I then realised, yeah, you get the chin mount, you don't get any brackets. So I ordered through Chin Mounts again directly and ordered their accessory bundle, which is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, ordering from Chin Mounts is not a quick process. I believe you can perhaps now get some of that through Amazon, so therefore there's obviously a stockist in the UK. But just beware, if you are looking for something from Chin Mounts directly, it will not be quick. I think the quickest I've had anything has been 10 days. Looking at it, it looks like it all comes from America, so that'll be why it's taking its time. But yeah, I got the Chin Mounts accessory bundle, which has more than enough in there. Not cheap. I think it was about £30 after postage for a few brackets. But yeah, this seems to be working well. I think quite a lot of people with their DJI Osmo Action 4 seem to be using GoPro mounts, which I'm sure work just as well. And yeah. One thing I have played around with, and I finally found out how, is the gain settings for the DJI Mic 2. So I have this on, I think I went for, very quickly, -9. I think a lot of people are saying -12 was recommended, but yeah, well, I have no idea. Just like username Kate, I'm doing this video and I'll only find out when I get back if it's all nonsense or rubbish. Sounds appalling, but yeah, we'll soon find out. So I think that's probably all my ramblings for my first video. loving the Tiger, loving getting out my bike, really pleased I did go through the whole CBT and straight on to Mod 2. Another tractor up ahead, my word. And yeah, really looking forward to trip to Ireland in a couple of weeks' time. And then the North Coast 500, sort of, I think it's third week of September, so hopefully a bit quieter. But yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully the weather improves. Weather here in Scotland has not been great. I think we've had 5 days of sunshine. Certainly feels that way. The rest of my family are all in Portugal right now. We had our summer holiday back in March to Mauritius. God, more tractors. I see a space though, guys. So yeah, wishing I was on holiday, kind of. Yeah, that is that. So yeah, I'm not gonna say subscribe, like the video, but I'm hoping to do some more. I appreciate the quality will not be fantastic as I learn my editing skills. But bear with me, hopefully we'll get some decentish content, listening to my long rambling waffle. And yeah, let me know in the comments if there are any questions, probably particularly related to passing your bike test. Any questions around that, anything around Scotland and biking, kit, motovlogging setup. Yeah, yes, that's that. But for now, I shall see you later.